Ladies and gentlemen, please note that the 2023 President's Convocation is about to begin. Dr. Lincoln Paul Edwards presiding. The procession led by bearers of the Jamaican flag and the flag of Northern Caribbean University. Followed by the bearer of the mace, Dr. Michael Reed, Chief Information Officer. The bearer of the Northern Caribbean University, Gonfalon. The College of Humanities, Behavioral and Social Science. Followed by the College of Education and Leadership. The School of Religion and Theology. The College of Business and Management. The College of Natural and Applied Sciences, Allied Health, and Nursing. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the President and his party, including cabinet members, members of the Administrative Council, And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's rise for the national anthem.
Shall we bow our heads for prayer? Let's pray. We come before you, O Almighty God, leaning on your incredible, extravagant generosity. We come before you recognizing that without you we cannot live, and without you we dare not die. We implore you, O God, to be here with us today as we embark upon this, the President's Convocation. We ask that your divine spirit and presence will direct in all our endeavors, that you will not only grace us with your holy presence, but that you will take each item and each person in charge so that all will be done according to your divine will and purpose. We thank you for the way you have led out in the affairs of this university, and we are confident that our future is guaranteed under you, and that's why we lean heavily on your everlasting arms. We commit ourselves now to you and pray that you will direct in the proceedings of this hour, and we thank you so much for answering in Jesus' precious name. Amen. Please be seated.
Professor Lincoln Edwards, President, Northern Caribbean University. Pastor Michael Henry, Education Director, Jamaica Union Conference of Seventh-day Adventists, representing Pastor Everett Brown, President of the Union. University Provost, administration, faculty, staff, and students of Northern Caribbean University, well-wishers and students of Northern Caribbean University joining us physically and on our virtual platforms. Good afternoon. Couldst thou in vision see thyself, the man God meant? And I know there are people in here who could finish this for me. Thou never then could be the man thou art content. When you walk onto a campus and you enter a building and you see those words, then you know you're in a different place. And so, especially to our new students, I take pleasure in saying, welcome to Northern Caribbean University, the beacon on the hill. Today, We're here for the President's Convocation. The theme, recognition, revolution, empowering excellence for future triumphs. And that word excellence is one you will hear right through your journey here at Northern Caribbean University, because that is what NCU is about. Ladies and gentlemen, again, good afternoon to you. And we want to, at this point, invite Dr. Charlene Sharp, Associate Provost, University Administration, and she will be bringing context to this afternoon's meeting and what we are about. Let's welcome our Provost, Associate Provost, University Administration, Dr. Charlene Sharp.
Thank you so very much, Mr. Kelly. The President's Convocation is a time of great celebration and thanksgiving, recognizing that the hands of the Almighty have kept us and granted us the opportunity to co-labor with Him another year. This year marks our first year back in the face-to-face space since the pandemic, and our 25th such convocation since we gained university status in 1999, and the second year of the 2022 to 2027 strategic period for the NCU. This strategic period will be NCU's Roaring 20s, a renaissance period of great transformation, or golden age for setting the stage for how we experience working in, studying in, or doing business with an authentic Christian educational institution of higher learning. And we're inviting you to embark on this journey with us. Guess what? On this new journey, there'll be new academic pursuits on the horizon, new research projects to undertake, new friendships to be forged, new joys to be experienced, or fences to be mended, new opportunities for students to blossom and bloom into the best versions of themselves, to grow as leaders of integrity, opportunities to shine the light of Christ in fulfilling the university's mission, which is to improve the human condition through quality Christ-centered education. Importantly, the President's Convocation gives us an opportunity to recognize the newest members of the NCU family, our first-year students and our new workers. It gives us an opportunity to humble ourselves before God and to seek His direction for the new year as we open the institutional plans and lay them before Him. Today, we say to the class of 2027, we welcome you. To our new workers, thank you for joining this resilient team of servants. To our parents, alumni, other stakeholders, and our faithful support base across the world. The 2023 Northern Caribbean University President's Convocation, under the theme, Recognition Revolution, Empowering Excellence for Future Triumphs, has begun. Welcome, and may God continue to bless the Northern Caribbean University.
Mr. President, Dr. Lincoln Edwards, members of the university family, friends and stakeholders present and perhaps watching online. It is my privilege this afternoon to bring greetings on behalf of our 8 high schools, 19 prep schools, approximately 70 early childhood institutions,
and 1 or 2 vocational institutions that make up the Seventh-day Adventist education system across the island of Jamaica. Let me take this privilege also at this time to join with the university in welcoming our new students who are joining us for the 23 to 24 school year. And of course, welcoming back those who are returning students, our returning students and our faculty. As I walked around the campus, I was excited and pleased to see the work of refurbishing and redecorating that has been going on. And there's a fresh wind that is blowing, and I have detected it, and I hope you have too. There is a spirit of optimism and a sense of renewal. I guess this is partially because our students are returning to full-time face-to-face classes for the first time since COVID-19. But I think there is something a little bit more than that. We have been through a period of unforeseen and unexpected challenges. We have had problems within and without. And we have faced these problems. We have talked to God about these problems. We have thought about these challenges and how they can be surmounted. And I think that together we are seeing a new way forward. And I'd like to ask you to join us in ensuring that this is more than just a thought, a wish, or a feeling, but that it becomes a great reality. Your theme, recognition, revolution, empowering for excellence, empowering through excellence for future triumphs. I'd like to pick on just one word out of all of this, the word excellence. Excellence is a concept that is so very important but is diminishing in value in a society that glorifies in mediocrity. But here at NCU, the School of God's Planting, NCU, the school that trains for service, and NCU, where learning never ends. We believe that excellence is more than just a concept or an idea to be discussed, but it is a life to be lived. This is a one-of-a-kind institution. As I said, it's the institution of God's planting, and we sing and we say together how excellent God is. If God is excellent, and this is God's place, then this is the place of excellence. This is a place where we value excellence. This is a place where we foster excellence. This is a place where we teach the way of excellence, where excellence becomes a lifestyle. In 1 Peter 2, verse 9, if you'll permit me to sound a little preachish for a moment, there is this text that should be familiar to every Christian, and especially Seventh-day Adventist Christians. For ye are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, and a peculiar people, that ye should show forth the praises of him who has called you out of darkness into his marvelous light. The New American Standard Version renders the latter part of that quotation, that ye should show forth the excellences of him who has called you out of darkness into his marvelous light. Jesus himself admonished us, be therefore perfect, even as your Father in heaven is perfect. It is Vince Lombardi who said, perfection is not attainable, but if we chase perfection, we can catch excellence. And so as we are admonished towards perfection, let us seek after perfection, and we will achieve excellence. In closing, I'd like to say, especially to our new students, but to all students and to all members of staff, as we face this new school year, there are other challenges ahead. The devil never stops working. He never goes on vacation, and he doesn't love what happens in Christian education. So we can expect those challenges. But as we foster excellence to meet these future challenges, we can anticipate future triumphs as we go at these problems through excellence. And so, I invite you, everybody, let's get on board. It is easy to see the problems. It is easy to describe. It is even easy to prescribe the way to deal with these challenges. But until we can come together in a sense of ownership of this wonderful institution, and until each of us is willing to rise above our personal circumstances to ensure the victory and the triumph of this institution, we will not achieve our full potential. And so, ladies and gentlemen, together we will triumph. Together we will excel. Together we will earn the accolades from heaven, as God himself tells us, well done, good and faithful servants. God bless you. Have a wonderful school year. And together we will enjoy watching the work of God as he achieves excellence in each and every one of us. I thank you.
Dr. Lincoln Edwards, President of the Northern Caribbean University, Pastor Michael Henry, Education Director of the Jamaica Union Conference of Seventh-day Adventists, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. The United Student Movement is thrilled to be a part of this momentous occasion. And with that being said, I will ask the executive to stand and greet the administration and the students. We are here today to underscore that we are ready to work with the university's president and the administration. Our theme for this academic year, 2023 to 2024, is Recognition, Revolution, Empowering Excellence for Future Triumph. Recognition, revolution reminds us that education is more than just gaining knowledge. This revolution holds the potential of unleashing our creativity, our motivation, and inspiring us for achieving dreams and empower ourselves to reach the newest heights of excellence. As students, we're often faced with many difficult paths. The quest to knowledge have many difficulties. However, it is important to remember that these obstacles are the drivers to our growth and achievement. They will shape us into the resilient persons that we are becoming. So, I urge you today to embrace recognition, revolution. Recognize your talent, your passion, and your abilities. Empower yourself to excel in every triumph, in academic, personal, and your spiritual life. Let us strive for excellence, not just for an individual benefit, but for the betterment of our community, university, and the world at large. In this academic year, let us be committed to push our boundaries, to step out of our comfort zones, and to take every opportunity to learn, grow, and thrive. As a united body, we can achieve remarkable triumph. NCU has provided a space to develop us holistically, nurturing our physical, academic, and spiritual growth. Students, let us make the use of it. Together, we can seize the opportunity and make it count. Most importantly, let us embrace recognition and revolution as a divine opportunity to embrace ourselves with knowledge and excellence, because our God has bestowed each and every one of us with the potential for future triumph. As we leave this convocation today, may we carry with us the spirit of empowerment and the recollection of potential. May we be empowered to excel in our endeavors. Let us embark on this academic year with determination, resilience, and unwavering belief. Together, we can succeed, and together, we will succeed. Thank you.
Let's hear it again for Mr. Andrew Comrie with his clarinet solo, Down by the Riverside. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome the President of Northern Caribbean University, Professor Lincoln Edwards.
Pastor Michael Henry, Education Director for Jamaica Union Conference of Seventh-day Adventists, representing Pastor Everett Brown, Chairman of the Board of Governors for Northern Caribbean University and also President of Jamaica Union. University Associate Provost, Assistant Provost, Administration, faculty, staff, students, well-wishers, and others joining us online or physically here in the gymnatorium, good afternoon. It is with sheer delight that I welcome you to the President's Convocation 2023 with the hope that your plans for this new semester and the year are already being implemented. I welcome you on behalf of the Board of Governors and the entire Northern Caribbean University community. I especially welcome our freshmen and new faculty and staff. We are pleased that you chose NCU to pursue higher education and to serve. This work in which we are involved is far-reaching. A teacher who updates his or her teaching practice transforms the lives of 7,000 to 10,000 students on average throughout his or her academic career. Welcome also to our returning students, faculty, staff, and administrators who have chosen to remain as valuable members of the NCU community for fall 2023. We are happy to have you back with us face-to-face or online for this brand new semester that we are engaged with. Convocation represents a coming together of the university family to formally begin the academic year in a spirit of unity and with the common goal of student success and mission actualization. Convocation represents the final formal welcome to the new school year, and we are assembled together to affirm that we are all committed as students, workers, board members, parents, alumni, and all other constituencies, and that we are willing and ready to learn and to build community together. Convocation represents also the beginning of a year-long journey together. That means none of you within the hearing of my voice is ever alone. You belong to the NCU family. And I'd like you to repeat that with me after the count of 2. Just simply say, I belong to the NCU family. So after 2, 1, 2, I belong to the NCU family. Yes, thank you for doing that. You are never alone. Today's convocation is a historic one and is taking place in the 4th year of the 2nd century of NCU in Manchester and represents the first face-to-face convocation since the start of the pandemic. During the 2023-2024 academic year, June to be exact, we will celebrate 25 years since this institution changed its status from West Indies College to Northern Caribbean University. And I'd like you to place a marker somewhere so you never forget the circumstances surrounding this important and historic moment. The university administration has chosen the theme Recognition Revolution, Empowering Excellence for Future Triumphs, so that we are reminded that we must celebrate those who have served long in the mission field called NCU, those who have achieved excellence in various areas, and those who have made an impact in whatever sphere they are asked to serve. Because our mission is God-given, then high expectations are placed upon us, all of us, as workers and students of NCU. And we would do well to remember that our successes emanate from a dependence on and a relationship with God. So as we prepare for each new day that God has given us, some of us will look in the mirror and we will see the slow and quiet evidence of strain and stress with the passage of time. And battle fatigue will begin to etch deeper and deeper. Know that the change you are observing are evidence of growth, maturity, character, and wisdom. And under God, as we live out the core values of accountability, fairness, forgiveness, integrity, respect, mercy, and service excellence affirms, you will continue to grow from strength to strength and be empowered for future triumphs. As such, I encourage each of us to rededicate ourselves to God so that as we seek to serve Him by serving each other as equals, the love and sensitivity that we draw from God will be evident in how we relate to each other. So in our service, let us all help NCU to march on, for with you, this institution is destined for greatness. The academic journey some of you begin this semester, and which others of you are continuing, some may be having their first face-to-face classes, even though you were registered 3 years ago. This makes you part of the great tradition at NCU. And I'd like you to know that when you sit at the seat of the scornful, and I see that many of you have discovered that landmark, or when you ascend the stairs to step to Christ, or enter the library, Cedar Hall, Jamaica Hall, or Reed's Hall, or any other buildings on campus, you step into the shoes of former students who were empowered by excellence to triumph. Some have been empowered to triumph in the International Business Model Competition, others in the Microsoft Imagine Cup, some in the Scientific Research Council Research Competition, intercollegiate netball, basketball, badminton, soccer, cricket, national debate competition, and most importantly, some have triumphed as sole winners. We even have faculty members such as Professor Vincent Wright, who is currently triumphing in the area of research. He just received a grant worth $22,000 from UNESCO to train persons in the community in hydroponics, and I believe that Professor Wright deserves a round of applause. Yes, you step into the shoes of students who have left these hallowed halls to become Speaker of the Jamaican House of Representatives, Treasurer of the General Conference of Seventh-day Adventists, Secretary of the Inter-American Division, Presidents, Secretaries, and Treasurers of the Jamaica Union and the Atlantic Caribbean Union and the associated conferences, successful hoteliers, medical doctors, leaders in healthcare, businesses, education, great scientists and thought leaders, chairs of the University Board of Governors, and amazing preachers and leaders in the Seventh-day Adventist churches and institutions, both locally and globally. So yes, all of you have come to NCU with a global perspective of the generation of which you are a part, which means that some of you will engage in careers that will take you to Asia, North America, Europe, Africa, other Caribbean islands, or elsewhere across the world. I know this because generations of students before you who began their journey at NCU under trying circumstances with little or sometimes no resources have triumphed because they were willing to trust God to empower excellence in them to accomplish the mission that He has commissioned for their lives, and He will do the same for you. Therefore, I encourage you not only to work hard, but to work smartly. Adhere to the rules, including those that relate to the university dress code, yes, and chapel attendance, yes, because many times scholarship offers are linked to excellent citizenships, and you don't want to lose out. Stay focused, persevere, and grow into a trusting relationship with God, and you will find that higher than the highest human thought is God's ideal for your life. Believe me, there is no limit where God can take you in this life. Then, of course, you will also need to choose your classes wisely, which your advisors can assist you in doing, and work diligently as you prepare for life after NCU. Interestingly, you now belong to a generation that has fewer boundaries and greater opportunities, because with your cell phones, laptops, and other smart devices, you can be connected to anyone across the globe at any time. You can work from the comfort of your homes to access resources globally. Information is literally available at your fingertips, and I encourage you to avail yourselves of this, as this allows you to be empowered for excellence in a way that your predecessors were not. For the next 4 years then, you need to claim the My NCU campaign, as NCU is your university. This is your time, and this is your place to shine. At NCU, we are committed to inspiring your success, and we have every faith that you and NCU will be better off because of the time you would have spent within these walls. The experiences you will have at NCU will not only prepare you to pursue your passions and realize your dreams, but they will prepare you to be a lifelong learner, ubi semper decimus. This is the place where learning never ends. Therefore, we will do all we can to ensure that our students have the opportunities needed to continue studying and thriving, and that NCU continues to grow and be strengthened to provide relevant, quality education to improve the human condition. That is why we ask the constituencies and friends of NCU to support our work by donating to NCU today and being part of the wonderful opportunity for expanding the work that we do here. Students, we have joined with others to lobby for the number of guarantors required for the Student Loan Bureau to be reduced from 2 to 1, and we have been successful in our lobbying. So now, yes, thank you. All you need is one guarantor to access the Student Loan Bureau applications. And if you are a PATH recipient, you may not need a guarantor. So please, I urge you to sign up with the Student Loan Bureau, because as Benjamin Franklin once said, an investment in education pays the best interest. Yes. So I encourage you, go for those loans. It's not a sin. So we are also seeking to expand scholarship opportunities for you. The Joan Duncan Foundation and the NCB Foundation have provided scholarships to some of you. About a week or so ago, I was at King's House, and I spoke to representatives from these two foundations, and they assured me, because I asked them to ensure that our students have access to these scholarships, and they assured me that NCU students were among the recipients. So I'm thankful to know that. One donor has provided $3.7 million in a special scholarship fund with certain criteria for acceptance. And you can know more about that by going to the Office of Scholarships. And the dividends, another person has provided $5 million in scholarships to be invested and the dividends used to provide scholarships. So we are doing what we can to bring more scholarship opportunities for you to access. Alumni and others are also working to support you, but you must do your part in being consistently excellent. I am sure that you would also want to know that after you would have completed your requirements and received your NCU degree, it's a degree that is recognized and respected in the region and globally, as the UCJ, University Council of Jamaica, and the Adventist Accrediting Association AAA accreditation secured by the university has ensured that your credits will be accepted worldwide. Yes. When you graduate, you will be among alumni that are successful and sought after because of the high quality education our NCU programs provide. This, students, is an exciting time in your life, a time to meet new people, have new experiences, dream big dreams, explore new ideas, interrogate any evidence that is placed before you, challenge your beliefs, and discover God for yourselves in new and exciting ways. It's all happening right here. This is the opportunity that college provides for you. So take full advantage of that. Become creative and join with others of like interest to solve the problems that are resident in communities all across the nation and the Caribbean. Prepare well for the future. For as Louis Pasteur, the French microbiologist, once said, chance favors the prepared mind. The learning you will receive at NCU over the next 4 years will prepare you to take advantage of these chances or opportunities that will undoubtedly come your way. It will allow you to open doors to internships, career choices, and job opportunities. But more importantly, it will transform your life and the lives of those around you. And I hope you are ready for, as the Romans would say, tempus fugit, time flies. Before you know it, I'm standing right where that X is. X marks the spot on the stage. And that's where, if I'm around, that's where I'll stand to present you with your degrees. And in closing, I just want to say I smile when I remember something that my daughter Alexa would sometimes say to me. I would ask her to do something and she would say, Dad, you are not the boss of me. But you who are sitting before me today, you are the boss of you. So take charge of your destiny and create the future that you desire. Some of you came here with different levels of accomplishments. Some of you are master guides, others are preachers, singers, star debaters, and much more. Others are doing greater things. Hence, you will need to decide whether to continue to build on those competencies that you already have or search for new directions among the many that are resident on this campus. But whatever you do, whatever you decide finally, I just want to say we are glad that you are here at NCU, and we wish you every success as you enjoy the experiences of this new year. May God bless you. And now I would like to introduce to you the university cabinet members. And they in turn will introduce members in their sector. Students, please remain seated. No need to rush for classes. Classes will not resume until we leave here, so please remain seated. So members of the cabinet are Dr. Nanibali Paul, Associate Provost for Academic Affairs. And I believe that may be on the screen. Dr. Charlene Sharp, Associate Provost for University Administration. Dr. Damian Mitchell, Assistant Provost for Digital Education. Mr. Gary Francis, Vice President for Finance and Facilities. Dr. Michael Reed, Chief Information Officer. Mrs. Caroline Marie Smith, Vice President for Student Services. Yes, she is your representative, yes. And Mrs. Carol Bentwright, Director for Human Resources. So at this time, I will invite the members of the Cabinet, beginning with Dr. Paul, to introduce to you members of their team. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, everyone. That sounds weak. Good afternoon, everyone. Okay. The Division of Academic Affairs is responsible for all the academic programs offered here at Northern Caribbean University, a Seventh-day Adventist institution of higher learning. It is the heart of the institution. And therefore, everyone who is present here today, and also those online, and all the 3 regional campuses are part of this great division. And therefore, I deem it a privilege and honor to present to you all those who work in this division. I begin with those who work in the Office of Academic Affairs and introduce to you my 2 wonderful administrative assistants. I invite Mrs. Beverly Eldridge Small and Miss Avril Lewin to kindly stand and be recognized. Please give them a round of applause. And thank you. I now present the Dean of Graduate Studies, Dr. Paul Giles, and ask him to stand with the members of his team, Miss Twana Simpson from the Office of the Graduate Studies, and be recognized. Please give him a round of applause. At this time, I now invite the Dean of the College of Business and Management, Dr. Marjorie Buckley, and her members of the College of Business and Management to stand and be recognized. Please give them a round of applause. I now invite the Dean of the College of Education and Leadership, Dr. Daniel Alida, and his team to please stand, from Teacher Education Department and Department of Graduate Education and Leadership. Please stand and be recognized. Please give them a round of applause. I now invite the Dean of the College of Humanities, Behavioral and Social, Dr. Vincent Peterkin, and the 5 department chairs supervised by him, and also all the members of the college. Please stand and be recognized. Please give them a round of applause. Thank you. I now invite the Dean of the College of Natural and Applied Sciences, Allied Health and Nursing, Dr. Vincent Wright, and all the 8 department chairs and members of his team to stand and be recognized. Please give them a big round of applause. I now would like to introduce to you the school, the Dean or Interim Dean of the School of Religion and Theology, Dr. Milton Gregory. Unfortunately, he's not here today, but I would like Pastor Damien Chambers to please stand along with the team and be recognized. We also have 10 academic sectors and their areas. The first one is the university records. The university registrar is Dr. Gloria Gregory. Unfortunately, she's not here. And so I request Miss Shauna Rose to please stand up. She's the associate registrar, and also the team from the registrar's office to please stand and be recognized. The team from registrar's office, thank you. Next, I have the Director of Curriculum Development, Examination and Assessments, Dr. Grace Kelly, and her team to please stand and be recognized. Dr. Grace Kelly. Thank you. We have 3 regional campuses: the Western Regional Campus in Montego Bay, the Eastern Regional Campus in Kingston, the North Regional Campus in St. Anne's Bay, and the liaison officer of the regional campus is Miss Rosemary Waugh. Please stand and be recognized. Please give her a big round of applause. The next we have the newly elected Director of the Research and Statistics, Dr. Morton Frankson, and his team. Please stand up and be recognized. Please, a big round of applause. I now invite the Interim Director for the University Library, Hiram S. Walters Resource Center, Mrs. Natalie Knight, and her team to stand and be recognized. Thank you. At this time, I request the Director of Ellen White Resource Center, Dr. Robert Wright, to please stand and be recognized. We also have 2 lab schools. The Victor Dixon High School, the principal is Mrs. Orchid Smith, and please give her a round of applause. And also we have a very vibrant school, West Indies Preparatory School, and the principal is Mr. Basil Tabino. Please give him a round of applause. Well, that ends the list of the Division of Academic Affairs. Thank you all.
University administration is possibly the newest sector within the university. And as you know, administration really helps us to navigate the complexities of modern higher education, given all the changes that are happening across the world. As such, in this sector, we are specifically responsible for institutional governance, decision-making, helping us to better get our policies in place, helping us to ensure that our structures are in place, helping us to operate within the strategic frame. And we do have a strategic plan, 2022 to 2027. It means then that within the university administration sector, we encompass how the university is moving forward. And I am very pleased to introduce to you the administrative assistant who keeps us all conscious and stable and on our feet, Miss Ruth Edwards. Miss Ruth Edwards, where are you? Given that strategy is important to what we do have a division of strategic planning, evaluation, and monitoring. Mr. Donovan Jones is responsible for that area. We are also responsible for quality management, everything and anything quality, including your academic programs. We are in charge of ensuring that that happens as it should. Ms. Susan Longgarden and Ms. Tamana Minot are the persons leading that area. Security and risk management. What could we do without our security officers? You meet them at the gate, you see them everywhere. Mr. Renox Sivright, Mr. Sean Wellington, they are the persons responsible for security. And we are looking for student workers in the security area, so please see us, we need you. When it comes to simulation and innovation, Dr. Nikki McLean, she is in charge of that area, or special events and hospitality. Every event that's planned on this campus, and it's planned with such panache, it's coming out of this area. Ms. Bobette Cook, who is currently on leave. It means that in all, this new sector, our aim is to maintain academic excellence, ensure financial stability, and address the diverse needs of all students, all workers, all stakeholders of NCU. Thank you so very much.
Okay. Representing Dr. Mitchell, the digital education unit, formerly called the digital education unit, formerly called distant education unit, supports the innovative use of digital tools and technology during the teaching and learning process. The aim of this department is to provide online learning opportunities that will result in certificates, diplomas, and degrees while orthographing everything with excellence. Can the members of the Digital Education Unit please stand? Digital Ed? Here? Oh, thank you. And now the University Information Systems Services Unit, we provide all the technologies and tools that you need to be successful as students while you engage in the learning experience here. And I'm going to ask at this time that all the members of my team, the UNIS team, can you please stand? UNIS. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon to you. I represent the finance, facilities, UBS sectors. Now, the finance division is the division that oils all the machines in this university. The facilities makes it safe, and we are able, for all of us to be able to use the facilities, come to the buildings, sit on the chairs without accidents. That's the facilities department. And of course, the UBS, the University Business Services, we're there to ensure that you get your food at the times you need it. You get all the supplies you need, the printing materials when you need them. There's a particular group that I must emphasize, because this group is a group that you must deal with every single day during your life here at NCU. And that is our student finance team. We have a brand new student finance director, and she's doing a marvelous job, isn't she? And that is Mrs. Tamoy Chin. Is she, where is she? Beautiful. And other members of our team are Denise Osang, please stand. Carisha McCoy. And Shamika Ellis. I introduce to you the generals in the finance department, These are Mr. Garfield Smith, Interim Treasurer, Ms. Debian Grant, Interim Associate Treasurer, and Mr. Deshaun Chung, Interim Assistant Treasurer. And all the members of the business office, please stand. Thank you. Our facilities team, they are headed by two able gentlemen. These are Mr. Rupert Stewart, right down there, and of course, Mr. Hanson. And all members of the facilities team, please stand and be accounted for. Okay. We have the custodial workers. Who ensure that the facilities are kept nice and clean and usable for when we need it. This department is headed by Ms. Davia Sharp, Mrs. Davia Sharp. I invite her to stand along with all members of the custodial team. They are busy taking care of things, it seems. We have also the Mr. Johnson, Lawrence Johnson, well, he did say that he had to deal with a family matter in Kingston today, but he was expecting to be back. He's here? Is he? Well, if he's here, please stand. Okay, he's not here. But here we have the Thai Center, the press, the cafeteria. Aren't you enjoying the food at the caf? Beautiful. The cafeteria, and of course, the woodwork shop. I do hope and pray that you will enjoy every moment of your stay here at the Northern Caribbean University. And with God as guide, you most certainly will succeed.
As I greet you, permit me to take a minute or two to welcome some guests who are among us. I'd like to welcome the faculty and students from the Youth of Vision Academy, YOVA, in Bremer Vale, Port Maria, St. Mary. Please stand. We're so delighted to have you, and we trust that your tour here today will be rewarding. Thank you. Be seated. I'd like to introduce to you the members of the dynamic team of the Division of Student Services, a division that has as our mantra, excellent customer service is our #1 priority. A team that goes above and beyond to serve you. In the Office of the Vice President, we have the dynamic, resourceful, ever-present, ever-smiling administrative assistant, Mrs. Carol Kelly Lowe. In the Department of Career and Employment Services, which also includes student engagement and retention, we have Miss Shelley Gay Bignall as director. Assisting her is Mrs. Ann Thompson Davis. In the Department of Chaplaincy, we have the resourceful chaplain, Dr. Marilyn Campbell Flinch. In the area of counseling and psychological services, that department is led by Dr. Janet Walters. She's ably assisted by Mrs. Sandra Knight, and serving as administrative assistant is Mrs. Maureen Morgan. And I hope they're standing so that you can recognize them. In the Department of Community Relations and Strategic Partnerships, we have Miss Nadine Campbell. In the area of health and wellness, you all interact with that department. We have serving as director, Mrs. Diana Wright Richards. In the Department of Recruitment and Admissions, we have as director, Mrs. Carleen Barrett. And as assistant director, Mr. Donnie Linton. Also in that department, carrying out the function serving our international students is Mr. Charles Evans. I'll quickly name the other members of the team: Mrs. Nicole Walters Levy, Mrs. Jolene Bryan Campbell, Mrs. Nuvia McCullough, Mrs. Carleen Berry, Mr. Kimoy Small, Mr. Alric Franklin, and joining us just this week, Mr. Shauna Brown. Serving in the halls of residence, we have Miss Lilith Scarlett, Dean of Women, with primary responsibility for Jamaica Hall. Serving as Associate Dean of Women with responsibility for Leela Reid Hall, Mrs. Michelle Fowler. Serving as Dean of Men and also Director of Social Development, Mr. Sefton Brown. Serving as Administrative Assistant in the Department of Social Development is the dynamic, ever-present Mrs. Janice Johnson Knight. Serving as Director in the area of scholarships and student aid, the caring and dynamic Mrs. Donna Fraser. And as Administrative Assistant in that department, Ms. Monique White. As a vital member of the Division of Student Services is our own USM President, Ms. Leandra Wilmot. Okay, at this time I have one other task to do. All new students, all freshmen, please stand. You started fall 2023. You are the class of 2027. Officially today, September 14, 2023, it's my privilege and delight to officially induct you into the family of trailblazers, innovators, outstanding leaders, scholars, researchers, to the family at NCU. And as of today, you will know without a shadow of a doubt that you are entitled to all the rights and privileges of a full-fledged student of Northern Caribbean University. Welcome. And lastly, before I take my seat, I want to remind you that the icing will be on the cake right here on Sabbath, this coming Sabbath, September 16, when we will have your official consecration service along with the consecration of all workers. We look forward to seeing you. Have a wonderful year.
Good afternoon, everyone. It is my delight to stand here before you today to introduce to you the members of the Human Resource team. You know, I wondered to myself, why is it that HR was left for the last? And I recognize it's because HR supports all that you heard before. Am I right? Yes, we are the glue. We ensure that you get the right persons in your classroom to teach and to guide you in your journey here at Northern Caribbean University. We provide recruitment, recruiting services, training, professional development, performance management services to the university. And so on behalf of Mrs. Bentwright, Carol Bentwright, who is a Human Resource Director, I'd like to introduce to you the members of our team. And they are Mrs. Sandra Brissett. She is Human Resource Officer with responsibility for benefits. We have Mrs. Amelia Miller, and I think she's in the control room. She is also our Human Resource Officer. Miss Kimberly Messam. That's Miss Fedora's Kimberly Messam. She is our Customer Service Representative. Miss Fedora Saunders, who is our Clerical Officer. And I'm Nadine Salmon, Associate Director. It's our pleasure to serve you. God bless you all.
Under the area of finance and facilities, there is an outstanding student worker that we need to make mention of. Mrs. McCormack. If she's here, please stand and be recognized. Semoya McCormick. Yes. Thank you. And under university administration, there is an area where you may not interact much with those individuals or even see them much because they are constantly editing documents and making sure that excellence is preserved in all that we write. And so the university editor, Mrs. Sonia Lewis, and associate Mrs. Georgette Baker, they deserve a round of applause. In the President's office, we have two very able administrative assistant, my executive administrative assistant, Mrs. Chin. Mrs. Chin, would you stand? And she's assisted by Mrs. Lakeisha Dennis. And our student workers, I'm not sure if they're here, but do give them another round of applause. Then there are several areas that report directly to the President. You have heard about the cabinet already, but the university pastor, Pastor Joel Hay, and his team. Please give them a round of applause. The alumni and development department headed by Mr. Danita Murray and his team. Then media, Mr. Kelly and his team. The media persons, they are all around. Please stand, give them a round of applause. And then CCMPR, Corporate Communication, Marketing and Public Relations, headed by Mr. Byron Buckley and his team. And they are here. Jim and the others, they are all here. And then we have a research fellow, Dr. Jacqueline Vigilant. She's not here, but do give her a round of applause. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, we had a wonderful time, didn't we? And now, I hope that you have been practicing to sing the alma mater, because that's how we'll be closing this afternoon. So we invite you at this time to rise as we sing together the alma mater.
You
We're asking you to stand in place for the recessional.